Yes, the good old typical still frame YouTuber sitting in front somewhere, looking a little mildly sad, out of character. Hi, this is gonna be a bit of a serious vlog. It's not really a vlog, it's kind of more of like an explanation to some things that I've been noticing, raising some concerns, giving some hard truths. I'm kind of speaking for myself on this, but I think some of the guys can resonate and agree on others. I've had multiple conversations with them about it. So, we can just jump right into this. Sorry, I literally just got back from the gym. This has been at the forefront of my mind, so I had to leave everything and just come here and have a conversation. So let's get right into it. Bottom line, and it is really, really clear, this is not something it's like something brand new. This is something that's been heard many times now by many large creators. The relationship that I have as a creator to you is simply, as bland as it sounds, viewer and creator. There's no friendship built there. There is no, the amount of times you can respond to me, or the amount of fan art you draw of me, or the amount of nothing will really make me want to talk to you more. There's just so many of you, I can't. This is kind of a conversation of parasocial relationships, stuff like that, which I'm gonna delve into in a second. Bottom line, I just want to explain that no matter what you're really thinking, if you're brand new to this channel, if you're brand new to my friends' channels, whatever, you need to respect and understand my wants and what I really truly need as a creator. I've heard Jay Schlatt mention this before. I've heard Ludwig even mention this before. It's on their channels if you want to even go and see. What they're saying resonates truthfully with me. I agree fully 100%. It's how I plan to run my show. And I'm using the term show because I want to be treated as such. I want every single vlog or every single video that I post to be seen as almost like a show, and that you're able to consume it, you're able to escape your reality for a little bit, but then you're able to go back to your life and focus on you and do what you have to do. What I don't think doing that is actually making your profiles us, or all orienting your entire life or molding yourself to us. It's one thing to get some humor from some people. I do it all the time. It's one thing to get some reaction pictures, or maybe you save a picture of someone like one of us. That's fine. Maybe even save a TikTok laugh, whatever. But once it exceeds basic human interaction, or basic interaction between you and that creator, where you're starting to turn your life into something based off of them or stemmed off of them, I have to draw a line now. I don't want my audience to adopt past trends of other groups that have failed. I don't want my audience to follow trends. I don't want a water bottle stolen from me. I don't want an updates page on what song I'm listening to on Spotify. I don't want that stuff. Respectfully, I want you to go and ask your mom and dad, or anyone in your family, close friends, how they're doing. And I want you to come and watch my videos when you're in a time of need and escapism or just entertainment. I get it. Believe me, I grew up watching YouTube, so I understand what it's like sitting there watching, binging, whatever, enjoying, laughing. But at the same time, what differentiates me as a viewer from some of the people, if not a lot of people I've been seeing, especially interacting on Twitter, is they're not following that trend. They're actually making it really unhealthy for themselves. I've heard a lot of people say that they were in X fandom and they got out of it because it was unhealthy. Well, that's why. It's because you're not focusing on yourself. You're doing absolutely nothing for yourself. What are you actually doing? If you look at your screen time, and if your Twitter is well over 2 or 3 hours a day, I don't know. There's something wrong there, in my opinion. All I'm trying to say is you need to be aware of who you are and focus on yourself, and use me or my friends as a way to escape from a hardship. I always told myself this at the very beginning, that I was always going to keep in mind the kid that needed an escape. There's an abusive household, there's depression involved, there's rejection from friends. If my vlogs or my videos are able to provide some sort of safe environment for you to feel okay, I am warmed by that. I don't get warmed when you start to obsess, think that you're my friend, try and make my life yours, think that you know me. You don't. And unfortunately, you probably never will. Because if I were to ask you what my life was like when I was the most depressed, you would not be able to tell me, and you wouldn't even know the darkest of the dark. And the only people that do know are the people that are sitting outside of this room right now. because they were the ones that were really there for me. This is a balance that you need to have. If I were to go and watch Joe Rogan, all 1800 something or whatever he's at of his podcast, go to all of his fights in the past, or go to all of his comedy shows, whatever the hell this guy does, I'm still not friends with Joe Rogan. And I never will be friends with Joe Rogan. I don't make my profile picture Joe. I don't obsess over him. I've heard a lot of people draw, like, they've made analogies or they've made comparisons like, well, what's the difference between someone being super obsessed with a football team? I don't think being super obsessed or liking someone so much is healthy at all, period. You know, especially a person, especially when you're setting standards and levels of expectations for another human being. Like, if you don't even do that for your own parents, please don't do that for me. And I understand that a lot of you are impressionable, a lot of you are young. That's kind of why I'm having this conversation, because as my friend group and I grow, I want it understood we are entertainers. We are here to have a good time. We're here to share our memories with you. Yes, there's money to be made. That doesn't even need to be mentioned because we already know it. But the point is, it is my friends willingly wanting to entertain you guys. Nothing is keeping us here. No contracts are in this house. Nothing. My friends and I are not tied to each other whatsoever. We're friends. Believe it or not, we talked about getting into a house before GamerSupps was involved, and we had talked about how we did not want to get into a house until there was someone helping us, because we do not want there to be any arguments over who didn't pay rent. We didn't want to have conversations about who didn't cover this, who's not doing that. That's what ruins people's friendships. That's what makes things a little more complicated than it should be. And so we just decided to find the easiest route, and with your assistance, which we're most grateful for, it happened. So thank you. I understand that my vlogs or Isaac's videos or even my own videos, Larry or Tanner's streams, even Grunk and how relatable he is to some of you, is easy to feel like it can form like a little bit of a parasocial relationship. I understand how easy it can be to slip into that, especially since you're really witnessing a true friend group here. That's what we've always been prideful in. We've always been prideful in just being genuine friends. Where I have to draw the boundary, unfortunately, which I kind of knew this was coming anyway, is where people are not able to maintain a healthy viewing style with me. And I am now drawing my line and saying once again that I would like to be treated like a TV show. That I would like to be treated like, you're here to watch me. If you're growing bored of me, don't watch me anymore. You don't have to. I want everybody that watches me to be invested, truthfully. And these were words that resonated with me from Jay Shalat. I watched one of his videos on it, and I agree with him completely. It is important, it's very important for you to focus on yourself, and if you need to use me as a form of escapism, you can. Because I've done the same thing. The music, it was the same thing. The videos, the podcasts, we all need a little bit of escape from the harsh reality of life, and I agree. Please, let's do it healthily. Let's make sure that we are not going to follow a path that other groups have made. I don't want to go there. I love my friends to bits. If you would like to see this group succeed, you need to draw that boundary, because that is something that I personally need too. If you like something, you like it. If you don't like it, you don't have to like it, and that's fine, especially when it comes to me. I ask for a healthy boundary to be drawn. Again, we were compared to other groups in the past that have failed. I've been hearing nonstop, especially before we moved into this house. All these other houses have fallen apart. This is going to go so well. You know, they're being facetious, and I totally understand, but I think one of the biggest underlying factors about my friends is that we're friends, and no one's going to take that away from us. You know, I don't like having conversations like this, especially when I had to put a vlog on hold for something that is kind of important to me. I've drawn boundaries in the past, people taking fitness pictures of me and, honest to God, sexualizing them. People have sexualized probably every single person in my friend group. And a lot of people were referencing, saying like, episode 14 of your podcast, you guys said we can do NSFW stuff. And believe it or not, episode 14 was months ago. And, you know, Grunk just told me today he doesn't like it anymore. People change. So I'm not gonna sit here. Isaac disagrees. Isaac says he doesn't care. See? So there's different perspectives on it. Please, like, maybe do a little bit of self-reflection and understand if your interaction with us is healthy or not, because we don't want to have an unhealthy relationship with you guys either. Yes, I'll never probably be able to talk to you personally, and honestly in the past I used to. That window is closed now. Unfortunately, that chapter is over. We are now at a point where we're seeing an influx of numbers, and we're seeing audiences from other fandoms come in, and I just need to set this bar straight because I don't want this to continue. So please respect this decision. I'm sure the other guys can make some comments about it. I'm sure we can talk about it on a podcast episode soon. But for the most part, I want to be treated like I'm a TV show. I want to be treated like you understand that I am human, but you're using me as a form of escapism, and let's just move on from it. You're not my friend. Probably never will be. I'm sorry. But this is a conversation that makes anybody upset or anybody uncomfortable, but it also is just the same truth. It's the reality. So that all being said, I hope I covered some bases there. I don't want to continue rambling on about this. You guys are always very appreciated for what you do, and if this conversation sort of turns some of you off, I understand, I can understand, but at the same time, I need you to really self-reflect, because there's nothing I'm saying here that is totally out of bounds or unnecessarily unreasonable. Yeah. Thanks.